Good morning and happy Arbor Day, ladies and gentlemen. I know you probably don't hear that often, but it's always nice to recognize an underappreciated holiday, especially because it reveres trees. Some of you idiotic Americans with about half a brain probably don't know what Arbor Day is, but that doesn't matter. Just keep watching this show and smile. But regardless, welcome to another fabulous episode of Special Moments with Stevie D. I, of course, am your stupendous host, Stevie D. And what a stupendous person I really am. You know, in all of my years hosting late-night comedy shows, there's never been a moment in time like today, where I'm not being indicted by anyone, no one is making potentially false paternity claims against me, and I'm not currently being sought after by divorce attorneys. Being thus, I feel like taking off all of my clothes and dancing to Siberian folk music. Okay, well, maybe not right at this actual moment, but a little later when I'm alone. Now, because so many people are dying to know more about me, what I think, how I speak, in what manner I have nervous twitches, and what hemorrhoid creams I use, I thought it would be appropriate to have another little Q&A session with the great, the one and only, the man who's sexier than most people think, me, Stevie D. So I've invited two wonderfully talented, intelligent, and easy to pay off ladies who will delve right into my personal life and enlighten you 75 million previous viewers just who Stevie D is. First, from one of the most underappreciated and overrated national TV channels in India and a former Miss Middle School Beauty Pageant runner-up, please welcome Victoria Adams.
Namaste, salam. Well, Stevie D, it's so wonderful to be here on American television. Like in India, we would have said, Gore Logo Ka TV, white man's TV, especially since so many millions of people are viewing this evening. I'm really excited and intrigued, to say the least. And, I do have a bit of my beauty pageant history to share with everyone tonight. I was actually crowned Miss Clueless Cutie. But first, I was previously speaking with one of your third cousins earlier tonight, who had relayed to me an occasion when your nasty little twit of a brother had dressed up in a tuxedo like you do and tried to pen himself off as you. And looking at you now, I can see now how much the two of you really look alike. It's really amazing. You even speak alike.
Never mind about that, sweetheart. We'll get back to you soon. Next, from the National Organization of Women, that's NOW, for you recent college dropouts, Miss Anastasia Ribbentrop. Miss Ribbentrop?
Good evening, Stevie D, if that's who you really are. As Victoria just stated, you look so much alike, act alike, and are both chronic liars. How do we know that you aren't your evil twin brother, as you like to call him? You could have easily tied him up, stole his tuxedo, and are here now to make a mockery of this event. Either way, it doesn't matter. I'm still going to expose you, whoever you are, and bring to light the truth of your evil doings for the public to see. The real Cornelius, or Stevie D. Unless you're some moron also related to these two immoral deviants. In a few moments, we'll see. We'll be back after this commercial break.
Hey, wait a minute. That's what I'm supposed to say. And I'm not Cornelius. We'll be right back after this word from our sponsors or a commercial about extra crunchy cereal.
And now it's time for the Vegas Strip with Joey Vegas. Culture commentator Joey Vegas strips down the events of our times to their bare essentials, as only Joey can. Hey, Joey, is there life after death?
Oh, so you must be talking about the night of the Hooksbury. It was a night happened. It was a life after death incident. It was great musicians came through and they were whispering to if we were just talking in front of Ryan Seacrest's cat closet, and we were, and we played a little bit of poker in there, and I would say Ryan didn't bother us at all. He was downstairs just maybe I think he was watching a movie or something.
And we're back. Now, ladies and Gewürztraminers, did I just say that? Why did I say that? Strange. Okay, well, our esteemed guests will now take turns asking me, Stevie D, questions about myself. You know, we did this once before and everyone loved it so much that the producers decided to do it again, hoping there would be different questions posed and different answers too. Vicky baby, why don't you start?
Sure. Cornelius, Stevie D, in the past, you always used to say that one of your trademark endeavors in life was to constantly cheat or assist little old retired ladies from having to make decisions regarding their retirement money, that you could act as a financial advisor for them, assisting them in all facets of retired life for a minimal fee. But we have recently unclassified documents that made it all the way to India that states you have promised many elderly women sexual favors in exchange for expensive cars, jewelry, vacations, and a 6-month supply of sanitized wipes. This can't be true. Is this true?
Well, let me answer that, Vicky baby. Have you ever seen the feet of an elderly woman? I mean, like an 80-year-old woman with the scales on the side and the wrinkles and the discolored skin. And I mean, when you think about it, if you were to see that as a man, it's really sexy. Even when they got the big bunions, on the side of the foot, and then the toes go in many different directions, they're disfigured, and it some people would say it's disgusting, but really it's kind of sexy. So I mean, if you take your hands and you start massaging those women's feet and it just turns them on, they go crazy. And, you got to be careful that you don't do it too much, because an 88-year-old woman, she could have a heart attack from all the excitement. So, and you want to make sure that, of course, she signed over all her checks and put you on as the beneficiary of as many accounts as you can. You got to kind of have to negotiate that a little bit. And but I mean, it's tricky, but it can be done. So thank you. Next question.
Cornelius, you've been accused of bigamy on quite a few occasions. You've also been accused of fraud, deceit towards elderly women again, and have been rumored to have done a sexy pole dance in front of Kellyanne Conway's gym. Coming from now, this type of behavior is thoroughly disgusting. What do you have to say for yourself?
Yeah, I am kind of disgusting and I enjoy it. But I mean, as for the pole dancing, that's not really me. Now, you mentioned Cornelius. I'm not Cornelius. That evil twin brother of mine, he does stuff like that. I mean, I would never go for Kellyanne Conway unless she paid me, of course. Gym, I love the gym. I like to go into the locker room and sneak into the women's locker room dressed up like a cleaning lady. And then I go, and the underwear that they throw away, I mean, I shouldn't be saying that on national television. How many million viewers are there? Okay, never mind. But regardless, I don't do what Cornelius does. So I'm much more unrespectable, if that's the correct word, than he is. No, wait a minute. I shouldn't say that. He was always mom's favorite. And all right, that's enough. Next question, please. I'm starting to get emotional about it.
Stevie D, whoever you are. Okay, this is a little sensitive question. I'm going to take you back to your childhood a bit. So when you were a little boy, your mother used to say that she had to put a lamb's head next to her breast so that you wouldn't want to nurse. Of course, this was at the age of only 13, but such immoral character is really internationally condemned, except in the UAE, United Arab Emirates, of course. But regardless, do you still do it? And will you tell your children about this?
Well, if I had children that were legitimate, I definitely would bring it up, because in my family, lamb is something that we really love, whether it be the lamb's head, the lamb's testicles, the lamb's tail, the lamb's feet. We eat it all. We just put it into a soup and it's great. And by the way, I only swim at midnight if I'm in the Mediterranean. I will not swim before or after. And in regards to my mother's breasts, that's classified information. I don't think anybody needs to hear that or talk about that. I mean, if you saw my mother's breasts, well, in fact, I don't think I've ever seen my mother's breasts since I was about 17, 18. And believe me, I was touching myself all over. Thank you very much. Next question.
So, Mr. D, we know you're not Stevie D. Cornelius, but if you want to think you're pulling one over on everyone, okay. Personally, I think it's very juvenile of you, but that's what we expect, right? Now, let's get to the real issue at hand. Pretend you're Stevie D.
Damn, Stevie D.
Serious issue that women's rights groups are appalled by is the fact that you constantly drop coins on the ground when women are passing by, just so you can act like you're picking them up to look under their dresses. And in this day and age, most women wear pants too. Come on, can't you at last get with the times and read a book about current male-female relations and how we've progressed as a society?
Well, Miss Riley, we haven't really progressed as a society because I still do it. It's a little more difficult. I have to get a camera if they're wearing pants, suit pants, and they have to be standing still. Otherwise, it doesn't work so well. And sometimes that metallic camera, it touches their skin and they scream. But when they scream, they're still excited.
Oh.
And of course, I'm on the floor writhing like, like I'm ready for anything. Sometimes I fake a heart attack and then they come and bend down close to me and they try and help me in the hopes that maybe I can get mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, things like that. When you got a good thing, you stay with it. That's what I say. That's what I was taught from my dad and his dad and his dad. What comes after that? Okay, well, I only learned to count to 3, but I know there's another dad after that. But I'll try my hardest for America whenever I can. Believe you me, because I am patriotic.
Mm. Oh, yeah.
I mean, you put your, I think. Yeah. Thank you. Next question.
Oh, Cornelius, I'm beginning to get worried.
Not Cornelius.
Sorry, Stevie, this interview is getting so uncomfortable. I'm worried they might snatch my crown away. But anyway, what would you tell prospective fans of yours in India who must take religious, social, and gender-specific peculiarities into consideration when choosing a cult hero to worship? Of course, that the particular cult figure that they will worship is actually worth adoration, something that away from you.
Well, first of all, everything sticks together better with glue. I learned that when I was in elementary school and I got my face stuck to a piece of paper in art class. And you know what? I had to have that paper on the side of my face for probably 10 days before it washed off. And I still have a few remnants of the glue around my ear. And some women think it's kind of sexy. But in reality, I think that blue, red, purple, green, and yellow all make a great, great apple pie. And that being the case, keep the glue away from the little kids. Okay, thank you. Next question. Remember, I'm not Cornelius.
Oh, okay. Cornelius, pretend you're Stevie D and answer this next question, right? Isn't that right, Bill? Yes, she says that's right. So women in this country have made considerable strides in equality and social relationship adjustments that guarantee the equal place in society for all persons, equal pay, maternity and paternity leave, time off for children's activities at school, things that have become pillars of modern progressive society. Why in Sweden, men and women have up to a full year of paid time off after having a child. Do you understand what this means for the modern woman and modern man?
Modern woman and modern man? Look, honey, if I get a year off, pay in Sweden, I'm moving to Sweden. I love Swedish meatballs anyway. I don't care. I love snow. I love fjords. And I also love, what else do they do up there? Ski. They must ski, right? They got a lot of snow. It's cold. Oh, Volvos. I love Volvos. I drive one, as a matter of fact.
Of course you do.
And sometimes when I press on the gas and it makes a large sound, I fart at the same time so nobody can hear me fart. And it works really well.
You're a real piece of work, Stevie D. Real piece of work.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, before I humiliate myself with more intelligent answers to these ludicrous and frivolous questions about my evil twin brother Cornelius, who I'm not, I need to run to the bathroom. I drank too much pomegranate juice before we went on the air. We'll be right back after these messages from some people who are completely disgusted by me. Thank you.
A lot of people.
I gotta go.
A lot of people.
Have you ever been shot in the leg only to have the owner of the bullet claim you appropriated from him? Slipped on a hovercraft at the same time its ownership was being transferred, thus neglecting you the settlement that you deserve. Ever been in a bar fight soon after you had a new arm attached, an arm once belonging to someone who had just died, and they are holding you responsible for the accidental death committed by the possessed zombie arm? Are you involved in a legal predicament so strange, so macabre, so bizarre that no other lawyer will even let you into their office? Then call the legal offices of Betty Tagliani. I'll get you the settlement you deserve, no matter how outlandish, unbelievable, or even extraterrestrial it is.
I fell on a train crossing the border between two different countries. On top of that, the train company went bankrupt at the same time. But I got injured. Buddy Tagliani got me my settlement.
Hey, what are the odds a decommissioned dirigible would break away from its mooring only to find its way to the middle of international waters, right where I just happened to be, standing? I got $7,500. I lost a toe and a kneecap, but still, I got $7,500. So thanks, Buddy Tagliani.
As undeserving as this guy is, he called the law office of Buddy Tagliani and won. After legal fees, court filings, and unpredictable invented ancillary expenses, he really ended up with only about $47. But we won and proved them wrong. Call the law office of Buddy Tagliani. I'm prepared to believe you.
And now we're back. Please continue with Miss Victoria. And remember, I'm not Cornelius.
Okay, you didn't answer my previous question properly. I asked about cult worship and you mentioned about food. This, I want to make it clear, is a math question. Math, the great equalizer. If a train leaves Chicago heading west towards San Francisco at 70 miles an hour and a bus filled with nuns from a convent in Baltimore leaves Kansas City at 4 p.m., when will both moving vehicles stop for lunch? Take your time with your answer, Stevie D. And no, you may not use the calculator.
Could you repeat that? 4, 3.
When will both moving vehicles stop for lunch?
I was promised there would be no math on this program today, and I think that is it's against the laws of humanity. And I think the union laws state that there are no math questions allowed. So I'm going to refer to my attorney. Oh, okay, wait a minute. Not that attorney. Okay. I think it'll arrive around 3:30 a.m. at Union Station in Los Angeles. Think, right?
Think hard.
Okay, next question, please.
So Cornelius, You have stated on multiple occasions that you and your twin brother, Stevie D, were connected and then disconnected at birth due to a very rare surgical maneuver taught by one of the century monks in a remote village in outer Mongolia. The same monks that will corroborate under oath that you and your brother, whomever is present today, that one or both of you have seriously and erroneously manufactured your past discretions of male chauvinism to mirror those of past historic vulgarians.
Well, I'm not so sure I understand what a Bulgarian is, but I eat rice with a lot of different sauces.
So you admit it.
Maybe. But what I wanted to get to was the point of the matter, which is not only the meat, but it's the fish. So fish swim. They swim upstream, they swim downstream. Sometimes they jump out of the water. Hey, that's not normal. That's what a lot of people don't understand, is that a fish can do it at once. I mean, if I were a fish, I'd be chasing the female fish. But, they have those weird looking faces. I'd probably get turned off. I'd probably just want to swim to some quiet place where I can just be there and maybe meditate and practice my game of poker. Because poker is a very underappreciated game, by the way. A lot of people don't understand that. So, and I'm here to enlighten you about that. And I really do not appreciate all of these questions about Cornelius. All right? Yes. Okay. Do I say yes or no?
So you admit it.
No. Let me rephrase that statement again, please. Next question.
So Cornelius, do people call you corny, or is that simply a nom de plume? In other words, how do you measure success in your family? By feet or inches? And how do you explain the recurrent role math has played in your pluralistic development as a human being?
Okay, well, I like music just as much as the next guy. When I was a kid, I was playing the bass guitar, and then my dad smacked me upside the head because he didn't appreciate the way I was playing it. Of course, I'm usually naked when I play guitar, and I like to serenade people. I like to walk out in the middle of the street. That's what America is. Freedom of expression, and I know women laugh at me when they see me naked. I don't know whether that's good or bad, but
that's bad.
I used to be, well, I think it shrinks the older you get. That's what the doctor told me. So I'm getting used to that. I can live with it. I don't need too much therapy, but I don't understand your question, actually. Can I have another question instead?
Yeah, let's just move on to me.
Okay.
Please do not attempt serenading in India, please.
Okay, moving on. If a 5-seat European passenger car loaded with sour cream leaves Amarillo, Texas at 3 p.m. on August the 14th, and a disabled veteran rides his bicycle sideways through the Midwest for 2 straight years, who will hand out the awards at the Huron County Fair? Be concise, please.
Oh, Rye Beach. I love Rye Beach. I've been there many times. They make a great sandwich. And if you go to Lemmy's is right next to Rye Beach. You can get great perch, Lake Erie perch. I've been there many times. And there's a cute waitress. Really, she's about 65, 70, I don't know. And she's got this thing growing out of the side of her face, and out grows this big piece of long hair. And some people, they kind of throw up after they eat outside. I, on the other hand, I tried to pick her up. And I think she was kind of disgusted by me, of course. But hey, afterwards, I didn't throw up. I went home, went to the bathroom, touched myself appropriately.
Oh, God. Okay, enough.
And then I went back to Lemmy's again, asking her if she would let me put my face in certain parts of her body.
No,
Simple things like that. Good, clean American fun.
I asked you one straight question. That's enough. Just okay, stop. Just stop.
Okay, thank you. I think we're getting close to the end of our episode here. Our show has been lovely talking to you wonderful ladies and expressing my realistic viewpoints on the political system, American business, American social affairs, of course, that I'm an expert on. So let's have one last question each from our ladies. Victoria, would you like to...
Cornelius, I am not sure what I expected, but I'm thoroughly disgusted by you. I'm thoroughly disgusted by you, as I should be. And not just because you're trying to pawn yourself off as your delegitimized, inept twin brother, but because as a respectable member of the international media, I should be.
You what?
I should
say that.
Disgusted by you.
Okay. I wouldn't say that word in public. But anyway, yes, I think, you know what?
If you're really Stevie D, then you know the answer to this question. Where is Jimmy Hoffa buried?
I know the answer to that question. That's for sure. Now, before we talk about a great Reuben sandwich, we should talk about Where's the Beef. You remember that commercial, Where's the Beef? That was an important commercial because it enlightened people as to where you go to get it, right? Now, if you're driving on Interstate 5, before you get to Sacramento, I mean, it starts to smell because there are a lot of cattle there, but you got the Harris Ranch and you can stop off and get a great tri-tip. It's wonderful. And sometimes I like it so much that during the process of cooking it, I'll put my hand on the tri-tip and rub it under my arms because that smell, people go crazy over it. You know, people, it's wonderful to smell that. So that's what I use as underarm deodorant from now on because I think everybody should, you know, at least try that once or twice. Next question, please.
You know, what I really want to ask you, Cornelius, is if you feel any remorse, like any regret or guilt in saying that you're Stevie D. Right? Most people want to end the joke when everyone else has gotten it. But you keep trying to insist that you're Stevie D. So tell all 10 of your fans watching tonight just how pathetic and self-centered you really are. That's it. You can talk now.
Thank you. Well, pathetic? People have been calling me pathetic for years. Self-centered? Well, I am trying to make money, and sometimes you got to count your bills very carefully. I hide them in my underwear because I know a lot of people